Hello and welcome to the world. This is the running crew, Magnus Barstad, and I've got with me the world champion in chess and right now sitting at the top of the world standings, #1 in Fantasy Premier League for the second time this season, Magnus Carlsen. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, let's pretend I'm still #1. Sounds good to me.
Okay, so we're going to do a quick little fantasy pod or fantasy video here for the people that have requested that, and there has been several people requesting it. Over 10, I would say definitely over 10 people have requested this. You happy about that?
Yeah, it's good to hear. Would have been a shame if there were 9 people only.
#1 in the world, just first quickly describe the feeling. How is it being at the top of the standings?
It felt pretty good. I can't lie about that. It's the kind of thing that just makes you go to bed with a huge smile on your face. Just pure unadulterated happiness.
Yep, that's the one you're looking for. The question everyone is asking when it comes to that is, I know we've spoken about this before, but I think everyone is very eager to hear this. If you win this season's Fantasy Premier League worldwide, how do you stack that up against being the world champion and some of your absolute best performances on the chess table?
So these are obviously very different things. So if you were to judge it like what accomplishment I'm most proud of, then would probably be all the chess stuff. But in terms of like what gives me the most happiness, I would say winning the FPL this season would basically trump everything except becoming classical world champion.
Oh, not bad. Obviously, we don't want to overjinx the
No. I mean, it's still very unlikely. Let's just get that on the table.
Yep.
I understand enough statistics to know that even though I'm in a good position now, it's extremely unlikely that I'm going to win. But just the mere fact that it's a possibility is, for me at least, tremendously exciting.
Yeah. Speaking about statistics, we get a lot of questions from eager fantasy players. How do you apply statistics in your evaluation of players in fantasy?
I think whenever you're looking at buying a player, you should always check the statistics. So if you have a gut feeling, if the eye test tells you something, you should always try and confirm it with statistics. And if the statistics say something completely different from what your eye test tells you, then that's probably a red flag. But I would say in cases where the answer is not obvious or there is a little difference, by all means go with your gut feeling, and that's something I do. I do plenty of times, but I think looking at statistics like expected goals, key passes, heat maps, and all of these things, shots and everything. Just get as much data as you can, and then you can try and make a choice.
How do you see this season going forward? The last 7 rounds, when you're at 4th, or it's actually 3rd place, 9 points behind the leader. How do you see this going forward? The last couple of rounds.
I could go a number of ways.
That is very true.
Yeah, I had a pretty significant fall from grace the last time I was briefly number one in the world. So I'm very much prepared for the possibility that that will happen again. I think it's fairly likely that I will be in at least semi-contention for at least a few rounds. I have the remainders of my of the unlimited transfer team that I had for the first post-corona round for this one. So frankly, I think my ranking is going to take a bit of a hit in the next round because a lot of people have already used their wild card. But I think after that, I'm going to use my wild card, and I'm gonna be fine for the run-in.
So just shooting this out there, but the dream has to be last game day. You're in the striking distance, just any striking distance. Last game day, that feeling has to be crazy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's I think the 26th of July, right?
That sounds right. Yep.
Yeah. So unless it's gonna be all the games are gonna be at 4 o'clock Norwegian time.
Yeah, I'm coming down. That's in exactly 1 month. That's gonna be bonkers.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. I hope I could be playing. I could be playing a tournament then online, which usually starts at exactly 4. That's gonna be rough. That's gonna be so rough if that happens.
Is this gonna be the first chess tournament that has to be moved because of Fantasy Premier League?
Yeah, I could. I mean, I don't know. That would be. I would. If I'm in, as you say, just any sort of striking distance, I'm not gonna miss that. So.
Yeah, that would be something. Getting your head around something else than being in striking distance for that first spot. Probably actually quite difficult.
But let's not jinx more than we already have.
No. Just saying, if the possibility is there, that would be great. We're gonna keep it brief. We're gonna round it off by you have to give me your top 3 players, your favorite fantasy players of all time, and your least favorite fantasy players of all time.
Yeah. So I think number 1 is not gonna surprise a soul. It's Mohamed Salah. I got him from the moment he got into the league. Had him from the first game, and yeah, I just have a really soft spot for him as a fantasy asset, and I mean I captain him pretty much every round, and love watching him play. Apart from that, well, I can go with whom I don't like, and I really don't like Aubameyang. I just find Arsenal uninspiring, and don't really like watching the team play. And I've nothing like personal against Aubameyang, obviously, but I just don't like it. And sometimes I get him in my team, but I always regret it. So for my second player, gonna go with my boy Trent. I think that's self-explanatory. In the past few seasons, always picked him over Robertson or Van Dijk when I had the choice. Once again, love watching him play, and I mean his credentials speak for themselves. He's an amazing asset and also a great player. So, do you want me to go a bit left field with the last?
Absolutely.
Because I would have said Aguero again as everybody loves watching City play, and Aguero's been a favorite of mine for
He can also be
years.
very frustrating though. Injuries, stuff like that.
But I'm gonna go with somebody who's no longer in the league. He was only in the league for I think 1.5 seasons, or maybe that's actually. I'm gonna check that real quick. I should remember this.
I'm thinking really hard now. So your third favorite is someone who was just in the league for a season and a half.
He's actually number 2, so Trent is number 3.
Okay. Let's go.
Oh no, it was just 1.5 seasons. So he came into the league in 2015. He set the league on fire. He only stayed for 1.5 years. He's better than Zidane. He is.
Is it Hatem Ben Arfa?
He is Dmitri Payet.
Dmitri Payet, of course. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
So Dmitri Payet is your second favorite fantasy player?
Yeah, after Salah, he's my second favorite.
Okay.
He would have claimed the top spot, but I just love Salah. Okay,
so round off the 3 players you.
Yeah. So number 1, Mohamed Salah, for reasons that are obvious. And he's also the one who's taken me to number 1 in the world twice. So
of course,
nothing but love for Mo. He can blank as many times he wants for the rest of his life. He's always going to be a hero to me.
Yeah.
And then number 2, Dmitri Payet. Got him pretty much from the start. The season he got in the league, always kept faith. Lot of blanks, lots of amazing goals, Rabona assists, and just somebody who played with flair.
Yeah, entertaining player for sure.
Yeah, scored an absolute banger with the left foot against Romania and in opening games of Euro 2016. But he missed France, and he burned brightly, but not for long as a fantasy player. But he will always be in my heart.
It's close to your heart. Okay, round us off with your last 2 disliked players.
Oh, that's this is gonna be rough. So
Aubameyang number 1, and then.
Okay, I'm not sure about the list yet, but Aubameyang is part of the list. Let me see. Any past players that could be there on the list. This is gonna take a second.
This is because the champion. You're thinking about decisions.
Because right now, I would say like assets that I really dislike. I mean, Aubameyang is the only one I could really think of. There's nobody from City that I particularly dislike.
You've had a couple of rants about Wilfred Zaha. I know that.
Yeah. Nah, but I mean, I don't dislike Zaha. I just don't think he's a great fantasy asset. Oh, okay. This is okay. I know it. I know who is number 1 on my list. Number 1 on my list is Pascal Gross.
Yes, good choice.
He just annoyed the shit out of me the first season, where he would just so vastly outperform his terrible his terrible underlying stats. And I mean, he would. I think at some point he had like 5 goals on 0.5 expected goals or something like that. It was just really, really annoying, and everybody would get him because he got a lot of points, and I was like, no, I'm not getting this guy. Brighton is terrible offensively, and he has no goal threat, even though he has assist threat. And then I disliked him at that point, and what made me really hate him was the time he was away against United and got max bonus. They lost 1-0, and he got max bonus for whatever reason. And after that, I'm gonna hate him as a fantasy asset forever. So he's number 1 without any question.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so
I'm loving how hard you're thinking about this.
Yeah, I mean, I think this should. I should have thought about this before, but I feel like this is important stuff.
It is important stuff.
Let me see who else do I hate as a fantasy asset. So Aubameyang, he's definitely on the list. I mean, we shouldn't use words like hate, but whatever.
No, dislike. Strongly dislike as a fantasy asset.
Strongly dislike. Okay, so I have, if I cannot come up with anything better, I really dislike Nick Pope. Just by the fact that he gets so many bonus points, and it's just so annoying. But okay. No. I'm gonna come up with something better. Sorry for you guys at home, but I'm gonna come up with something better.
You're the star of the show. Keep going, bro.
Who can I think of in the past who just annoyed me?
I can tell you guys really annoyed me. Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
He misses so many chances. It's so
no,
annoying.
But the truth is, like, Sterling performs approximately as he should according to his expected goals. So he just gets so many chances.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you feel like he should be even better than he is.
But if he finished like Aguero, he would be worth 20. So yeah.
No, I mean, Aguero misses a bunch of chances as well. So it's okay. I don't dislike Sterling, and like hating on Sterling, he gets so much hate to begin with. So, I mean, for a variety of mostly underserved reasons. So, I don't think so. I'm not gonna say. Oh, this is the one. Okay, this is a good one. This is because this is a player who I think is just universally liked.
Okay.
And it's Azpilicueta.
Wow.
Just seems like a generally good guy.
Yeah.
No, it was just one of those Chelsea seasons where they kept like 12 clean sheets in a row, whatever, and he would just rack up bonus points. Then there was this other season where he would play as I think a right center half, and he would still get a bunch of assists because every single fucking cross that he put in would be finished off by Morata, or in previous seasons Diego Costa. Like, that guy just annoyed me so much, and he would always get bonus points as well. Like, I always try and go for defenders who have who have offensive potential, and Azpilicueta would just outperform his expected stats in such a degree and get so many bonus points and clean sheets, and I never had him, and it just made me really dislike him.
That is a very, very fantasy way of disliking someone. I will definitely say that.
So,
okay,
so I would say that the list
strong.
is my favorite: Salah 1, Payet 2, and Trent number 3. Disliked players, it's far and away Pascal Gross on first place, then Azpilicueta second most disliked, and Aubameyang is number 3.
That's why you use so much time on the list, because you thought Aubameyang was number 1. He was number 3.
Then it turned out he was number 3.
Then I'm gonna get a message in about let's say 18 hours, and it's gonna say no, I forgot someone. That's how a good list works.
That could be.
Okay, thank you for this fantasy chat, Magnus. It's been good fun, and I actually genuinely from the bottom of my heart wish you all the best with the rest of the fantasy season.
Thank you so much, and
I'm sharing
of course if I come up with some updated list, then I'm gonna give you a ping.
Okay.
We're gonna get it out on Twitter, so that's no problem.
Yeah.
See you.
Get it out on Twitter. See you later, bro.